Dead by Daylight, the Survivor horror multiplayer where it's 4v1 in a Survivor vs. Killer deathmatch. On October 25th, 2016, the game released the Halloween Chapter DLC, and with it came The Shape.
That's not the Shape, that's the Boogeyman. And the Boogeyman's going to get you.
Oh, well, Tommy, I'll have you know Michael Myers was actually listed as The Shape in the credits of the original Halloween.
On the call sheet, it says The Shape, which is right away kind of an interesting insight.
But why are you calling the Boogeyman The Shape?
Tommy, I'll tell you exactly why. This is Film Slice, why Michael Myers is The Shape.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
For the Halloween fanatic, Michael Myers being referred to as The Shape is nothing new. In fact, unless we're talking about Michael age 6 or Michael age 23, the actual man behind the mask was credited only as The Shape. Well, one of them anyway, but that's another topic for another video. And it wasn't until Halloween 4 that he's credited as being Michael Myers. Then in Halloween 6, he's once again credited as being The Shape. Then he's simply Michael in Halloween H2O and subsequently Michael Myers in the atrocious Resurrection and Rob Zombie remakes. Notice a pattern here? Only the 2 films John Carpenter wrote the screenplay for have Michael Myers being credited as The Shape, that being Halloween 1 and Halloween 2, with 6 being the oddball.
So Michael Myers, of course, the man who can catch you while you're running and he's walking at a slow pace, has to be more than just a man, because a man can't do those things.
Michael Myers' actual name is an ode to the real-life Michael Myers, a film distributor who was greatly responsible for the success of John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13.
There was a man named Michael Myers who wanted to see me about the film, and he entered the film festival, and lo and behold, it became a great success.
As for why The Shape, it comes from Halloween's screenplay, where Michael Myers is referred to as The Shape instead of Michael Myers. The script calls him The Shape a total of 118 times. Through a front window, we see Laurie bending over the welcome mat. Suddenly, a dark shape, the outline of a man, leans forward, watching her. As she walks back to Tommy at the street, the shape moves to watch them, then fades back into the interior of the house. As the boys race out of the playground, Richie barrels through the gate and runs right into the dark shape. We don't see the shape's face, just his lower body. Suddenly we are aware of something there in the dark corner. It is almost as if our eyes have suddenly begun to adjust to the darkness and we see the outline of a man standing right behind her. The outline becomes more and more clear. It is the shape, wearing the mask. Laurie suddenly moves away from the corner. The shape lunges out at her. Writers John Carpenter and Deborah Hill's decision to refer to Michael as the Shape makes Michael Myers an inhuman entity, or as John Carpenter calls him, a force of nature.
So what am I going to do with this Halloween thing? Well, I'll try to kick it into another place with the screenplay. This killer, masked, unknown, faceless, and a force of nature, as opposed to a human being.
Referring to Michael as the Shape is a way to separate Michael from being human. He's so far removed from being human, he no longer has a name or even human features. The Shape is the very embodiment of evil, a force that lurks amongst Haddonfield, Illinois. He is an unstoppable force of nature, a shape. The Shape, Michael, stares at her with his one eye. He has a dank, white face with blonde hair. There is something completely unhuman about his features. The open mouth, the dark staring eye.
If you make Michael Myers more than Michael Myers, if you make him the Shape, if you make him the embodiment of evil and the boogeyman, we will believe, for instance, that if there's a window anywhere, he's already climbed through it.
Which fits perfectly with everything Loomis had to say about Michael, as a pure form of evil.
I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
Nothing really explains what Michael is. So to make him the Shape, we can also take human psychology out of it. We can say that's not even an issue. As Loomis says, he is purely and simply evil.
A force, an inhuman being, a curious being. And as quickly as he arrived, he is gone, like the wind.